On December 26, 2004, one of the most devastating natural disasters in recorded history struck the Indian Ocean, leaving a profound and lasting impact on millions of people. A powerful undersea earthquake with a magnitude of 9.1 to 9.3 hit off the west coast of Sumatra, Indonesia, causing a massive displacement of water that created giant waves, some as high as 30 meters, nearly 100 feet. This catastrophic event not only shattered coastal communities but also led to the deaths of over 230,000 people across several countries. The 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, an event that came without warning, became a symbol of the destructive power of nature and the resilience of humanity in the face of unimaginable loss. The tragedy began with the earthquake, which struck at 7:58 a.m. local time. The sudden jolt was so intense that it was felt as far away as India, Thailand, and Malaysia. The earthquake's epicenter, located off the coast of Sumatra, Indonesia, was caused by a massive shift in the Earth's tectonic plates. This immense release of energy sent shockwaves throughout the ocean floor, displacing a tremendous amount of water in the process. The force of the earthquake generated a series of tsunami waves that traveled at the speed of a jet airplane, racing across the Indian Ocean toward the shores of several countries. But the tsunami was not immediately recognized as such by those who lived along the coastline, which only added to the devastation. At first, the effects of the earthquake were not immediately understood by coastal populations. Many people, in fact, experienced a brief phenomenon called drawback, where the water receded from the shore before the waves hit. This momentary calm led people to believe that the ocean had simply retreated. For some, it even seemed like an opportunity to collect fish that were left stranded on the exposed seabed. However, this retreat of the water was merely a precursor to the massive waves that were about to strike. Within minutes, the ocean surged back in a violent and unstoppable force. The first wave slammed into coastal towns and villages with terrifying power, sweeping everything in its path: homes, buildings, cars, trees, destroying entire communities within moments. The devastation was widespread and catastrophic. In Indonesia, where the earthquake's epicenter was located, the hardest-hit areas included the provinces of Aceh and North Sumatra. But the tsunami did not stop there. Waves raced across the Indian Ocean, impacting countries such as Thailand, Sri Lanka, India, the Maldives, Myanmar, and even as far as the east coast of Africa. In each of these places, the tsunami left a trail of destruction, claiming the lives of thousands and displacing millions. On the beaches of Thailand's resort islands, where tourists from around the world had been enjoying the holiday season, the waves struck without warning, wiping out hotels, restaurants, and entire beachfront communities. Sri Lanka's coastline was similarly devastated, as large swaths of land were inundated, leaving behind only rubble and broken lives. India, particularly the southeastern coast, also faced unimaginable destruction, with thousands perishing as the waves tore through the coastal towns. In the wake of the tsunami, the scale of the disaster became all too apparent. Entire villages were washed away, and survivors found themselves stranded in the aftermath, surrounded by wreckage. The death toll climbed steadily, and it was soon realized that the impact had extended far beyond what anyone could have anticipated. The scale of the tragedy overwhelmed the resources of affected countries, and emergency services were stretched to their limits. Roads were washed away, buildings collapsed, and communication lines were cut off, making it difficult to coordinate rescue efforts. The survivors faced not only the loss of loved ones but also the loss of their homes, livelihoods, and a sense of normalcy. The psychological and emotional toll on survivors was as profound as the physical destruction. However, amidst the chaos and heartbreak, stories of courage and resilience began to emerge. Communities came together, supporting one another and finding ways to survive in the face of overwhelming adversity. Local heroes, often without formal training, performed acts of bravery to rescue those trapped in the debris or guide others to safety. Rescue teams from neighboring countries, as well as volunteers from across the globe, began to flood the region with aid. International relief organizations mobilized quickly to provide food, water, medicine, and shelter to survivors. The outpouring of support from people around the world was a testament to the strength of human compassion, even in the darkest of times. The global response was unprecedented, with countries from every corner of the globe sending financial aid, rescue teams, and supplies to help rebuild the affected regions. One of the most significant outcomes of the 2004 tsunami was the recognition of the need for better disaster preparedness. The scale of the tragedy underscored the lack of early warning systems and the vulnerability of coastal regions to such powerful natural forces. In the wake of the disaster, the international community came together to address these gaps. Countries affected by the tsunami, along with international organizations, began working to implement early warning systems capable of detecting earthquakes and tsunamis in real time. These systems would enable countries to give their citizens more time to evacuate before a disaster struck. In addition to technological advancements, there was also a renewed focus on education and public awareness, with many countries developing programs to teach communities how to recognize signs of a tsunami and how to respond. Despite the immense devastation caused by the 2004 tsunami, the human spirit shone through. The survivors, aided by global efforts, began to rebuild their communities, slowly but surely. New structures were built with better materials and designs, ensuring that they could withstand future disasters. Memorials were erected to honor those who lost their lives, and the resilience of the affected populations became a source of inspiration for others around the world. Although the scars of that day would never completely fade, the response to the disaster showed that even in the face of overwhelming tragedy, humanity can come together to support one another and rebuild. The 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami remains a poignant reminder of the destructive power of nature and the fragility of life. Yet, it is also a testament to the strength of the human spirit, the importance of disaster preparedness, and the power of global solidarity. As we remember the victims of this tragedy and the survivors who rebuilt their lives, we must continue to learn from the lessons of the past to ensure that future generations are better equipped to face the challenges that nature may bring. The memory of the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami will live on, not just as a moment of sorrow, but as a symbol of hope, resilience, and the ability of humanity to overcome even the most unimaginable challenges. If you found this story insightful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell for more real-life stories like this. Your support helps us keep bringing important content to you.